Are you dealing with outrageous medical bills, or have you heard of someone who is? This is why you need an attorney at your side. Now, that may sound weird, right? Because I'm a medical doctor and I'm an attorney, and I'm telling you on one side, outrageous medical bills, and on the other side, attorney stuff. But this is why. And let's just go directly from it. And I'm going to have my staff put up on the screen right here what came into our office today. This is a Health One Skyridge Medical Center bill, an emergency department visit, one day, one time to the hospital, $177,033.50. Yes, I said that correctly, $177,033.50 for one day, one visit to the emergency department. Here's some of the charges on the bill. Comprehensive metabolic panel, $1,389. Over $1,000 for a comprehensive metabolic panel. In my medical clinics, I still have some medical clinics, I believe we bill about $150 or $200 for that. A CT scan of the chest, everybody knows what a CT scan is, $16,880.50. Another CT scan of the person's abdomen, $16,880.50. A CTA is a CT angiogram. That's when you do a CT scan, but you put a little dye in the vessels, and then you're able to see how the vessels course. CTAs were done, that's CTs with angiogram of the neck and head, $13,812 each. Okay, I'm not going to run through all of these charges, but MRIs, $16,077.50. But here's the one that jumps out to all of these, because we all know what this is. We all have heard of CTs and MRIs and such, but here's one thing we all definitely know, we all still have at home in our cabinets, acetaminophen. Acetaminophen is Tylenol. Tylenol, 500 milligram tablets. Our patient received 2 of these tablets, $105. That is $52.50 per tablet. There's nothing special about that acetaminophen. Tylenol, single tablet, $52.50. That's why I'm talking about this. That's why I probably sound repetitive, why I can get very animated and very emotional on this subject. But this is why people go get attorneys. Whenever you wonder, when people get in a crash and they go to an attorney, this is why. This is what they're facing. This is what you may not know about. The American Journal of Public Health in 2022, they published a study that said 62.1% of all bankruptcy cases were linked to medical expenses. 62% linked to medical expenses. Now, there's other studies, you may have even heard me talk about them before, where 27% of bankruptcies are solely due to medical expenses. If you think about that client that just came to our firm with a $177,000 bill from one visit, you can imagine that if that's the cost of medical care, it wouldn't take too much to bankrupt somebody simply based on medical care. So no matter which numbers are more accurate on bankruptcies, we know that it's somewhere probably between 30 and 60% of bankruptcies involve large amounts of medical bills. They're a huge financial burden, and they impact families and impact individuals severely. They're an incredible burden that people bear. So what do we do about bills like this in a law firm? And again, why does getting an attorney help? Well, the first thing is we understand the complexity. We understand the labyrinth of codes and confusing terminology, the ever-changing regulations. It becomes overwhelming. But we as attorneys, we handle medical billing. We deal with hospitals all the time. We're able to decipher the cryptic language in these healthcare bills and ensure that you and our clients are not overcharged for the services that have been rendered. The second thing we do, we help navigate insurance denials. Many of these medical bills that get pinned on people are because the insurance company has denied payment for it. We know their games. We know the policy jargon. We know that they're not allowed to delay or deny payment except under very, very certain narrow circumstances. And because we understand that, we can be there for you. We can be present for the hurdle after hurdle that people feel they're powerless from, but we don't. Those things don't scare us. That's our job. In fact, we take a great deal of pleasure in dealing with those bills and holding the insurance companies accountable for what they should be paying. They should be paying for the coverage you purchased. You're entitled to that. And that's another thing we do. The third thing that we do, we negotiate with providers, medical providers, medical facilities. We review the medical bills. We review those codes, review the overall cost of services, and we help either set up manageable payment plans or get those bills lower and more appropriate. We actually have services where we can compare those bills from one place to the next, and sometimes we can use that to get a better price for our clients. And we can also get the insurance companies, as I've mentioned, to pay what they should be paying to begin with. That expertise that we have, it allows us to identify things like the billing errors or dispute questionable charges, and ultimately that results in fair resolutions for our clients. This is a lifeline for people that are drowning in medical debt. Another function of attorneys in these times of very high medical bills. We protect your financial well-being. The financial ramifications of a bankruptcy can be severe, and people live with that for years, where then they struggle getting a car or a home because their credit score has been hurt. People have a difficult time building savings or having a fund to fall back on. All of that is a loss of financial stability, and our involvement helps improve that for people. So remember how I started. Our client has a medical bill for $177,033.50. Again, we're showing you that bill on the screen so you can see it with your own eyes. I know it's hard to believe. One visit to an emergency department. Medical bills force people into bankruptcy. What would you do if this were your bill? What if you received an insurance denial on this bill? Or worse yet, here's one for you. What if the people administering the bill didn't even bill your health insurance? This is what some local ambulance companies are doing right now. They refuse to bill your health insurance because they'd rather come after you. The burdens of the health insurance give them, these ambulance companies, with write-downs and discounts or refusals to pay. The ambulance companies have started to say, forget it, the person's responsible for it anyway. We're going to go after them. They can deal with the insurance company. What would you do if that happened to you? Are you going to allow an ambulance company to take you to collections because your insurance company won't pay? Are you going to allow an ambulance company to wait for some lawsuit money so that they can step in and try to take everything that you'll need to live on into the future? Our expertise on these types of cases makes a big, big difference. It's the difference often between financial catastrophe and actually a complete recovery. Again, both from a health perspective and a financial perspective. So I hope you understand why people seek legal assistance now. In a landscape, at a time when medical bills are spiraling out of control, having a legal expert, an advocate by your side is crucial. Attorneys bring that wealth of knowledge. They bring their negotiation skills. They bring their commitment to protecting your rights, to ensure that you're not overly burdened by the exorbitant costs of healthcare. So if you need help with your legal bills, remember here at Ramos Law, we're your allies. Let us stand by your side. It'll make all the difference in the world. I promise.